Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Now, oddly enough, I seem to be muted, and I'm not sure why. I shouldn't say I'm muted. I should say my headphones don't seem to be working. Kind of odd, kind of odd. Well, it's been a day here. Hi, Oliver, and welcome. We decided to move over to Thursday night and do something a little different. And for the darndest reason, I can't hear a thing. That's kind of odd. Settings. Let me check my settings real quick. Get all this right. Oh, that's it. Okay, well, when I bring somebody up live, we'll find out if I've got a headphone issue or what. But I just don't know. Oh, well, no, that's pretty cool. I know when I make them, I do my very best to try to come up with fixes that actually help people, with fixes that'll make a difference. I see a lot of videos where people go through these big, long, complicated fixes, and a lot of it's not necessary. It's a lot of times it's a simple thing, and you're looking for a simple answer to a simple question, and that's what I try to stick with. And whenever I hear somebody say, "Hey, you help me fix my mower," that kind of makes my day. In fact, I might figure out why my ears aren't working. That would be good. Let me run over here to the side real quick. Nope, they're working there. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about it. I kind of figured it'd probably be quiet to get started because we don't do Thursday nights. We usually do Sundays. So it'll probably take everybody a minute to rattle on over. Yeah. Hey, it's just how it works when you switch days. It's always really quiet when you get started, and then people come along and all the normal guys come bouncing through. So I had a day today. I had a gentleman come over to buy a edger, and he saw a Honda that I was finishing up, and I don't even think I was completely finished with it, and he bought it anyway. And I told him I still want to do a little bit of tuning on it, and it wasn't quite perfect. And he says, "That's okay. It sounds great." I said, "Well, it sounds good, but it's not perfect." And he said, "That's okay. It sounds great. I'll take it anyway." And I was like, "Well, what do you say?" It's like, okay, get one out the door. "Hey, boss, did you make your 1,000 yet?" See, our buddy Heterogeneity Rocks is here. I know he was right on the edge of 1,000 before, weren't you? Oh. Now you get to do all the paperwork. I was a little surprised when I hit 1,000 subscribers, how much paperwork was involved in that. Oh, 100. Well, yeah. Well, I know I pushed you on 2 or 3 different lives trying to get it bumped up. And it's always nice to know that works. 1021. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was thinking 120. Well, maybe. I know I've got a couple of buddies that only have, 100 subscribers or 90 subscribers. So yeah, have you started the paperwork yet? The paperwork will wear you out. And they ask questions where you say, "Does that really matter?" But yeah. I mean, I'm sure he'll appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed over here, subscribe over here too. I always need more subscribers. Can never have enough people. And I'm sure he'll say the same thing. But yeah, I found my channel when I hit about 900, it started rolling. Have you opened up a specific account and all that to set up all your stuff in yet? Because you have to do that, and which is funny because it takes forever to actually make any money. I think it was I actually hit the point where they would pay me. I think a couple of days ago or yesterday. I don't know. I don't worry about it. I'm not in it for the money. This is just fun. If it wasn't fun, it wouldn't be worth doing. It's kind of like fixing mowers. I was retired and didn't have anything going on at all, and I took up the YouTube channel just to give me something to make life interesting again. And I use the mowers because we joke around that I use the mowers because I needed something to point the camera at. I know that sounds funny, but it's how it is. So either you guys want to come up and talk to me today? I'm dying over here. Don't make me sit here by myself, or I'll start doing bad jokes on the bottom. Hang on, let me find another one. Yeah, yes, you have to reach $100 before they actually bother you with the account and all that. And that is true. It's Yes, I went through that too. And lucky enough it bounces through and gives you an account pretty quick. Woohoo, it finished. I don't know how many of you use a GoPro along with a phone, but I just finished downloading the last set of videos. It was an hour and a half it took to move them from the GoPro to the phone. And that's the next video coming up. Another Honda. But I kind of like the Hondas. Yeah, Robert, you're absolutely correct. Retirement is it, it's nice, and for the first few minutes you think, "Oh, look, I'm going to go here and I'm going to do that and I'm going to go run around, I'm going to go save the world." And then you immediately discover that it's just boring. There's nothing to do. Nothing at all to do. And you can only play so many video games. You can only you can only kill the bad guys in Borderlands so long before you have to go find something better. Something to keep you actually busy. So anyway, this week, what have we done so far this week? We bought two Hondas and a John Deere and a couple of Edgers. Uh, we've already gone through and fixed all but the John Deere is still for sale, but everything else is already gone. Hey, how you doing? Okay, let's start at the top. Let's see who we got here. We got a couple of people rolling around. We've got Oliver. Oliver, you're new to this one, I think. And I could be wrong. And you'll find you got a good bunch of guys here. You can end up with friends for life over here. Got Heterogeneity rocks. And he's always a good subscriber and a good guy to subscribe to. Let's see, we got me bouncing around. We got Robert and Rusted to rolling. Eight years since you retired. So have you run out of things to do yet? It took me about 3 months. It took me about 3 months, maybe 4 months to just completely run out of things to do. In that 3 or 4 months, I got the popcorn off the ceilings. Let's see, I installed an air conditioner. No, let me rephrase that. I learned how to install an air conditioner, and then I went and installed one. I moved the wall downstairs because the wall wasn't where I wanted it to be. So I moved it. It used to have an air conditioner. The inside part of the air conditioner was inside a wall. So after I moved the air conditioner, I wiped the wall out and flattened it out and made it look nice. And then I started buying camera equipment and started doing videos. And I still remember it was about a year and a half ago. It would have been August of the year before. I made a video on turning an edger into a stump grinder. And I thought to myself, nobody will ever watch this. I don't know. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it to give myself something to do because nobody will ever watch it. And I can't say how many views it's had, but I'm sure it's thousands by now. And you'll notice if you're making them yourself, the most important things you can have if you're making videos is a lavalier microphone. And you can use your phone for a camera. A phone works really good for a camera, but you got to have a lavalier microphone. That's a little wireless microphone to have good sound. And you got to have as much light as you can afford. I mean, there's no such thing as too much light. And it's good to have a couple of them that you can adjust the frequency of the light to make it a little bit bluer, a little bit yellower, or what they call face lights. Face lights are the ones that are a little bit on the yellow side. Okay, so I know all you guys have pages and all you guys have assorted content in your pages. So you're not afraid of a camera. Oh, somebody needs to come up and play. Now you say a wireless mic, K9. I'm not familiar with a K9 itself. I'm gonna go look. I just know K9 the dog. Oh, absolutely, yes. That's the same style I use. I found one. I've had about 5 or 6 of them, and the only problem I have with them, the only reason I've had 5 or 6 of them, is I tend to drop them and step on them. They don't like getting stepped on. Now, I only weigh about 170 pounds soaking wet, but still, they don't like getting stepped on. Now, the test you wanna do is try to get out where you get a little bit of background noise and see what it sounds like with the background noise and see if it filters it out pretty good. And you'll find that different microphones, even though they all look the same, you'll find 10 different companies make a microphone that look just like that one. And all 10 of them sound a little different and they handle noise cancellation a little bit different. Now, in my neighborhood's pretty quiet, but we've got a highway about quarter mile away. And occasionally you hear somebody honk their horn or something, or I'll hear a tire skid or something on the highway. And the mic that I finally ended up using that I've been super careful with is it you can't hear any of it. Well, you can hear if you watch my videos, the background sound in the last 25 videos, the background sound is only there if I want it there. And I have to go out of my way to get background sound in it. There's just nothing. It works like a charm. So I can see I got half a dozen people sitting here, but nobody wants to come up and play tonight. You guys are killing me. I tell you, you're killing me. Now I understand the new person. New people don't like to come up. We got Oliver, who's brand new, and I don't blame you. But you guys that have been here before, you always make me work for it for half an hour. Now, okay, if you're watching in bed, we're good with that. You just stay there. Hey Ray, yeah, absolutely. Is Grapevine? I go through Grapevine almost everywhere I go. I live maybe Grapevine is about 3 miles west of the airport, and I live about 10 miles west of the airport on the same road. So, Ray, grab my email from my about page and crank out an email for me, and we'll set up something. That'd be fun. Now, of course, keep in mind I'm pretty low rent with food, so I can go for everything from Copeland's, which is a little pricey, to Burger King or McDonald's. But I promise, next weekend, I've already told my wife that one of us is cutting my hair this week. That's all there is to it. And it can be me. I don't mind. Okay, Paul, I'll give you 5. I'm counting though. Hang on. What is it? 6:13 right now? 6:14. I got the clock set on you. Okay, yeah, now you got the same thing. If you're in a hotel and in bed, yeah, I no, you can just hang on to that. The Londoner pub. I don't know if we got a Londoner pub here, do we? I think I see one on Colleyville. Yeah, Colleyville's actually my direction. Well, sort of, kind of, not really. Now you're going southeast of the airport. Or I'm sorry, southwest of the airport. See, I tell you, if you come around here, the Hilton here has a restaurant called Copeland's. And if you like the Cajun thing, it's just, you die for that food. It's really good stuff. See, now I've got to go look at the Londoner pub. You see how I am. I distract easy. There's one picture of it, and it's showing a window with a television on the outside of the window. Okay, sure, I'll play. Now, Ray, when are you coming in June? Now that matters. It's in June, probably the last week of June. I'm going to be off and about and running the world. Yeah, I think I've got a trip to either somewhere in the UK. I've got a trip coming up in April to, I think, Wales, which is, in England. And then we invariably at the end of June, 18th, 21st. Okay, yeah, but just sneak in the window. I was going to say end of June, we usually go to Fort Lauderdale for a few weeks and spend a few weeks on the beach. That's the good part about being retired is you get to go to the beach a lot. And you do get to travel a lot if you like traveling. And okay, guys, be patient for 1 second. I'm going to push a button here just because I want to make sure that my earphones are working. So I'm going to push it and then unpush it as soon as it makes noise. Okay, so be patient with me. It'll come up and make noise in just a second here. Okay, I saw what I wanted to see. I wanted to make sure that my headphones are actually working. You can't always tell unless I've got somebody up with me. And I don't need all you guys that are in bed or in hotels to be coming up. Yeah, I think the 18th. I think we don't leave for the beach until like the 26th or 25th, 27th. I don't know. But yeah, it's Ray. If you want, you can come by. We can make a video here too. I'm just a hop around the corner from there. Or even better, we could go do a buying video. Go run around buying stuff. And you grab the van and run. That'd be fun. I tell you, 2 weeks ago, my garage was full. I had stuff piled up everywhere because I've been buying things all winter and nobody was buying anything. But over the last week or so, I finally emptied it out. Do live streams count towards watch hours? Yes, they do. Are you thinking about doing live streams? Now, keep in mind that this is a little bit pricey. You pay $250, I guess, for a year for this. Hey, Paul. It's about time somebody besides me was up here.
Yeah, I know, right, Bill? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a good day.
It's all that
I
matters.
was telling him earlier, I had a guy come along and to buy an edger, and he bought a lawnmower I was still working on.
Oh, you were still working on it?
I was still working on it, and he bought it anyway. I told him I wasn't done tuning it, and I wasn't comfortable with the governor. It's like it sounded good, it ran good, and it was a Honda, and Honda governors and the Honda choke system and everything can be tricky.
Oh, yeah, they can be.
And I wasn't sure I had it 100% right. I ran around, I cut a little strip, cut a few strips back and forth in my yard, which means I have to cut my yard tomorrow because now I've basically done graffiti in it with a lawnmower.
That's like my backyard right now.
Yeah, I ran around the front a little bit, and I live in a yuppie neighborhood, so I'm sure I'm gonna hear it. If I don't get it cut tomorrow, I'm gonna get a little aggravation for that.
Well, you have really good weather though, so I mean, you're already ready for cutting your lawn. Me, not really.
The high was 58 today
Yeah, we
in
were about
Texas.
60, but
I know there's not a lot of times you can say you had a warmer day than Texas.
no, not very many at all.
Well, now, mind you, on Tuesday, I guess Monday or Tuesday, it was 95.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah, and
we won't see that.
I had the ultimate bad thing happen on I guess Tuesday night. I cleaned up, underneath where the weed eaters hang, cleaned up underneath it, got the gas cans out of there, scrubbed the floor down because things drip and all that, and then put everything
Yep.
back. And then 2 hours later, heard a big crash in the garage.
Oh,
The weed eater rack went down on the car.
oh my! On the car?
On the car, I picked up
What car?
3 or 4 dents, like yay big around on the Honda,
Oh,
not on the Vet. Thank you.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say the Honda. That's that's still serious, but the vet, no, no,
Yeah,
please, no.
yeah. It would have broke my heart if they fell on the Vet because even though the all the flames and whatnot, they're stickers on that car. They just are. That's how they come from the factory.
Yep.
But that's a hard to find $8,000 sticker set,
Yeah.
and the car
Well,
would also stop being stock.
and it's not metal, right? Vets aren't metal, right?
No, no, it'd
Yeah,
bounce
so it
off
would
the
chip.
car, but it could wreck the stickers.
Yeah,
I
it'd
had
wreck the
one.
stickers and it could chip. Yeah.
Yeah, I had one in California that I got banged into in the driver's door. Broke the driver's window. Car didn't even
Oh my
need paint.
goodness.
Didn't even need paint. The door bounced back out.
Yeah. Yep.
And everybody says, "Oh, they're so dangerous." It's like, I'll tell you what. He pushed me sideways 5 feet, and the only thing I had to do is replace the window and the little bracket that holds the power window actuator.
Yeah.
Got all bent up, so I
Yep.
had to put a new one in. Well, I didn't put a new one in.
Yeah.
I actually, on the way to work, I dropped it off, and then they took me to work, and then I picked it up on the way home one day.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny that we're talking about a vet, and my mom actually was one of the first salesmen for Saturn.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Me too. She had an SL3, and honestly, it was a good little car. But no, she used to come home, and the back of her hand would be all bruised because she would be showing people how it's a non-dentable car.
The Corvette.
No, the Saturns,
Oh, the Saturns are
they're all
plastic too, aren't
plastic.
they? Yeah.
Yeah, they're all plastic. So she'd
Well,
be sitting there whacking them with the back of her hand and showing people that they're undentable, and she'd come home and they're all bruised.
huh. Yeah, you don't want to use
And
a
my
hammer on it. You don't want to tear the paint up.
oh yeah, yeah. And my mom was like 5 foot tall. It's a small little lady. So, but anyway, hey,
Yeah,
so I got to thank
I
you.
can't I can't see doing that in a Corvette dealership though.
No, 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 definitely not in a Corvette dealership. I got to thank you though, because I did both of those uh
Diaphragms.
what are they called? Diaphragms. Thank you. Yeah, you knew what I was talking about. Yeah, I
Well,
did
yeah, I
both the
remember you mentioned it
diaphragms.
in a comment.
Actually, so I already sold one. Now, see, I've got one like the one you had,
Oh, the ugly mower. I
the
don't remember
ugly
what that
mower.
video
Well,
was.
I
They
mean,
called it
look,
the ugly mower, I think.
yeah, but I mean, look at the thing. I mean, that thing is in mint condition. It's
Do
all
you
the
know
stickers are in good shape. It's only been used. It was only used for one season, and so was this one. And this is the big wheel. This is the 500 series.
that ugly mower that I did in that video? The
Yeah,
kid, I sold it to a kid for like $40. I just gave it away, for what I had into it
yeah,
mostly. But
yeah, exactly.
it was a teenager starting a lawn service. And when I talked to him, I said, okay, he hit my soft spot. And my soft spot,
Yeah,
unfortunately, is about that big around, so people
yeah,
hit my soft spot a lot. But he hit my soft spot, and I
yeah,
said, okay. And I figured it out, and I had about $40 into it. And he bought it to cut yards after school. And this is,
eh,
months ago, right?
yeah.
he called me a couple days ago and he says, "Hey, I've got a mower to sell you." You know, when he first called me, I thought, "Uh-oh, something's wrong," and I know I'm going to take care of him for free because that's just how I am, you know.
Yep,
And
yep, me too.
and he says, "Oh no, I've been using it to cut yards every single day, 2 or 3 a day, and the thing works great." And I went, "What?" It may be ugly, but it
Yeah, no,
works.
and it was that a 350 series?
It was, I don't know. It looked like yours. It had the yellow wheels and everything.
Yeah,
It
I mean
was
the
bottom of the
smaller one
line
like that
Honda
was it a
or
what is
Wheaton.
it a was it a 20 inch?
Yes.
Yeah, then it's a 350 series, and then that big wheel one I have is a 22 inch, and that is a 500 series motor. So, and they're both take the same carbs, the same. It's the same diaphragm, it's the same spark plug, it's all the same.
Just the body.
Even the Quantum takes the same spark plug. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
different body and bigger motor. But yeah, no, I already sold the big wheel one to a friend of mine, $50. You know, I'm not trying to, make anything. And
No.
then the other one I'll list for $50 and let somebody talk me down to 40. Like I'm not
Well,
trying to
I'll tell
make
you,
anything on it.
when I flip them, I sell them cheap. And the reason
Hmm.
I sell them cheap is because they go wing in and out.
Yep, that's all I want.
I don't
I mean,
figure I try to make enough money to cover camera equipment. If I break even on everything, I'm doing pretty good, you know.
yeah, yeah, and I
Probably
would really
aggravate the rest of
love.
the local motor fixers, but what do you do, you know?
Yeah, no kidding. There's a couple people in the next town over that have mowers listed, and they don't like me listing stuff because my stuff sells like that. But
Well, I'm in
people know
Dallas.
me.
I'm in Dallas, and Dallas is gigantic. So
Yeah,
we've got our share of guys that are fixing stuff, but you've got millions and millions of people. So even though they
yeah,
may say something to me, I find it hard to believe I'm affecting their life, you know?
yeah. And I mean, I like I have phone numbers of other guys that do what we do in the next town over, and I've called them up and asked them for parts. I mean, I got a bag for one of the mowers I was trying to sell, or a mower actually the mower I'm using in my own yard. I needed a bag for it, and I couldn't find a Craftsman bag for less than like 70 in New York, and I wasn't going to drive all the way to New York. And so I called them up or I emailed them, and I said, "Hey, do you have an extra bag?" And sure enough, he did, and he offered me one with a tiny hole and then one with not a tiny hole, and I gave him the better price for the other one, and he's still trying to sell that mower.
If I get a mower that doesn't have a bag, when I sell it, it still doesn't have a bag.
Yeah,
I never
and
chase
I try,
bags.
I try to, yeah, and it was for my own yard. My neighbor gave me the mower when I first bought my house like 3 years ago, and I like to bag my own lawn because I make my own compost. And I was like, what, I really want a bag for it. So I tried to find one and tried to find one, and I finally did through that guy. I mean, he's like, oh, it's such an odd email I got. And I'm like, well, I just figured I'd ask if you had one, if not, oh well. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to, do anything. And I've actually advertised his mowers to other people because I didn't have any mowers for sale. And people are like, hey, do you know where I can get a mower? I'm like, yeah, this guy right here, and I gave his number out, and hopefully he sold them. I mean, I'm not trying to step on his toes or anything.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
found
mean, I
I'm
want him to
trying to
sell
get
them.
back to my roots with the videos a little bit.
Yeah.
Trying to. I'm not doing a great job. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
back when I first started making videos, I worked on it was how to do things. It wasn't so much, look, we're going to fix this. It was how to do this and how to do this and how to do this with assorted equipment. And
Yeah.
it's like today, I just put a video out today and it was just nothing more. And now that mower got 3 different things to it. But the one thing I picked out and said, this is what I'm going to do was a drive cable.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. And I haven't watched that
with
video yet. I was looking at it.
I get mowers with broken drive cables all the time, and it's like, how in the name of goodness do you get rid of a mower because the drive cable's broken?
Yeah.
It's like there are only
And they're
2 screws and a nut, and your drive cable's off.
yeah. Well, and you can fix them too. I've actually fixed them. You soak them down with tranny fluid and all that stuff, and you can get them working again. But for all that effort and time, it's just easier just to put one on.
You know, I don't fix cables. This one in particular was unfixable, But cables
Yeah.
are $15, so I don't bother with them for $15, you know.
Yeah. And I didn't record any of the stuff I did. I should have, but the weather wasn't that great today to do the one I did. I did the 350 series today, and I just did the car, but it was all cloudy and misty out and everything, and I was on the edge of my shed, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not even going to try.
You know, I was doing, I guess, a Honda today, and then now I run 2 cameras when I record when I'm doing videos, and I realized one of the cameras was facing backwards about half hour into it.
Well, I
Thankfully,
was lucky that my wife. I was
lucky
lucky
for
both
me,
times that my
this
wife
little
let
guy
me
was
go out and
facing the
do
right
it.
direction. So
That's a nice
the phone,
camera.
I inadvertently hit the reverse camera when I turned it on.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have anything fancy. I just got my phone, and I could do it with my phone. I don't know.
40 years.
I don't use anything. I just go out and do the stuff when my wife allows me to.
No, I mean, what do you use for camera?
It would be my phone.
That you
And we've
know,
already discussed my
yeah,
phone is fine on my phone is fine for a camera.
yeah. My Galaxy S21 is as good or better than the GoPro for filming videos. Whenever you watch my videos, you know how I'm big on going, yeah, and zooming in and everything. I always try to
Yeah,
give up
that's
close
because you got
shots.
the good.
That Galaxy's is I can on the Galaxy I can film at 8K, so I can zoom in and see single atoms flying around. You know.
Yeah, and mine is I think you told me it was like 4K or 2K or something
And
like that. But my
4K,
phone
yours was
is
4K, yeah. 4K is
yeah, and
enough.
it's fine because it's an A51. The reason I even I buy a cheap phone, but I want the best camera because I'm taking pictures of my kids. So
Yeah.
it's got 3 or 4 cameras on the back of it
No, 3 or 4
to be
lenses.
able to do that. Yeah, as you
I
hear
hope
them
your
in the
fans.
background, I'm sure.
Woohoo! Media saved. Yeah, it's like I like the GoPro, and I can't say anything really bad about it. But now, as far as color goes, the GoPro is better. Hey, Tommy,
Yeah,
the GoPro has better color than the phone does. Now you can run the phone in pro mode and all that and improve on it, but and make the color nicer. You could probably match the GoPro for color depth, but the GoPro does better color, and the S21, the Galaxy, does better zooming because it handles light better.
okay.
And one of the things people don't realize is it's like I've had a lot of people say, how do you zoom in? How do you move the camera around while you're working? And it's like, I don't. I put the camera 6 feet
Yeah,
away, and
and then you zoom
100% of
in.
the shots are zoomed in. I'm always
Yeah,
zoomed in at least 1.5, so that way, if you're zoomed in, if in this is your window frame, you can go like this and follow your hand, in editing.
yes,
I could just follow my hand around in the editor and make it look like the camera's moving, even though the camera never moves an inch.
exactly. Yeah, and
Then,
I can tell what you're doing.
yeah, sometimes it's pretty tricky. The intros, you can see I'm being flagrant with it.
Oh, dude, that was nice with the what was it? The balloons bouncing around and stuff. That was pretty good.
Yeah, some people caught the balloons bouncing off of things, but of course,
Yeah,
each balloon was its own video track.
yeah,
So I
I'm
had
sure.
29 video tracks, and I literally would pick one out of the bunch. I'd have one cross in front of me. There was one balloon I remember it crossed in front of me like right here. So I said, okay,
Yeah,
and then I've got this thing which makes editing easy. Where's it at?
yeah, yep.
That makes
That
editing a whole
keyboard.
lot easier. Yeah, it's the DaVinci keyboard. They call it the speed editor. So I'll run around to that exact frame, and then I'll lock it there, and then move it off to the side, and then keep scrolling back and forth to see what it looks like moving it around.
Yeah. Kids are gonna get a little crazy, so I'm going outside.
Yeah, kids don't bother me. I coached my son's soccer team. I had 15 kids all at once, and I did it for 7 seasons, which meant for a year.
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
and all of the kids stayed because, well, when I took the team over, they were like they were the bad news bears of kids soccer. The team was, I think, 0-8 or 0-10 or 0-100. I don't know what it was. I do know that we only scored 2 goals in the first 10 games. And that sure didn't stop the other team from scoring on us, you know?
Nope, nope, definitely not.
Yeah, Barry misses the
Well, my,
go-kart. Yeah, right. Hey,
well,
I'll
my,
tell you, I miss the go-kart too. I've got one little black stripe about 5 feet long in the driveway. And every time I
nice.
look at that little stripe, I think about the go-kart like sliding sideways just a little when I was taking off. And I think, man, I don't believe I sold that thing. That was fun.
Did you did you at least drive the vet before you drove it the last time?
The go-kart?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
Well, because
Yeah.
I
I
was
had one
trying to
last
tell you,
ride.
to go drive your fast car and then get into the go kart. So when you go fast, it doesn't scare you as much. Like that's what I was trying to say.
Now I tell you, I've got a little stupid streak in me. Just a little one about that
Okay.
big. Yeah, it's a little stupid
Yeah,
streak about
yeah,
that big. Wait, right about here, that big.
yeah,
And it's, but when I hit about 40 or 41, 42 miles an hour, it starts getting
yeah. That's
really
pretty
scary.
fast. Yeah.
You know, I'll have people say, "Oh, yeah, I went to the little go-kart racetrack, and that's how fast they go." And it's like, I've been to a lot of go-kart racetracks, and that's not how fast they go.
No, no, they don't go that fast. I mean, they go like 30, 35 if you're lucky.
If you
If you get a
get
good one with the
if you get
governor,
one
it's
of
high up.
the full race go-kart tracks,
Yeah,
yeah, it's full race
yeah,
for
and
amateurs, of course. Actual race go-karts can hit 120 miles an hour.
yes, and in Tennessee, I actually got a chance to not hit that speed on my buddies. I
On a
did
race
not hit
kart.
that speed. It would. It had plenty more in it, but I was not about to. I mean, you're 4 inches off the ground, or two
I
inches off
know,
the ground.
yeah.
It's insane. Yeah, it 40 feels like 80, if not 100, and it's no, it's scary. I'd rather be in a car where I got a bunch of metal.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's funny. The older I get, the more Scooby-Doo villains I meet. Yeah, I tell you what. Yeah, the neighbors around here completely complain about the kid that must live here. They're
Hmm.
complaining about the kid that lives here all the time, and I tell them I'm the only kid that lives here.
I was gonna say, Billy that lives at your house. Yeah,
Yeah. I say my son is 23 years old and off and about on his own, but they still think some kid must live here when they see a go kart go winging by.
yeah. Well, hey, you got to have fun.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
tell
mean,
you,
if I come up with a chance to buy any more stuff, I will, and then I'll maybe make some videos. But like I was telling my wife, if I can save up money from what I already have and then sell it, maybe I can get a GoPro. Because the best way for me to do a video would be have the GoPro on my head, and you can see what I'm doing.
that sounds like a good theory, doesn't it?
It does.
Sounds like a good theory. It sounds like a good theory. And yeah, I've got the head strap right there, actually, right next to me. It's only come out of the box twice.
But it just you move your head around too much.
But you'll see that you've got to turn on image stabilization if you're running it, up here,
Yeah,
and that helps. And you've also got to learn to move really slow when you turn things, or you're going to make your
yeah,
audience seasick.
yeah. And
I tried
I
to.
would be good at that. I would be good at that. I know I would be just because I'm very conscious of what I do and how I do it. But it would be a trick to learn it.
It really is. When you go back and look at it in editing, when you first start doing it, it's a
Yeah,
little frustrating. If I were working on a car or working on the house, then it'd probably work.
yeah. Well, and the reason I got that idea is from Mike the Scavenger. I think he's in Houston.
Yeah, Tommy, the guy that bought the go kart was actually a 14-year-old's grandfather bought the go-kart because we're heading towards the end of the school year. And he says, yeah, he's still got 2 more years or 3 more years of school to go. And I explained to him, I said, this is, it's not your standard issue go-kart. It's a 4-wheeled killing machine, it's a Widowmaker. And I said, if you want, I told him, I said, I can tone it down. It'll take me, I said, I'll give me an extra $20 and I'll go buy a clutch with a couple more teeth in the gear and it'll slow it down a little bit. I'll get a 16-tooth clutch and it'll slow it down 25%.
Yeah.
And he says, no, I want it to go fast. And I said, really? He's not going to give it to the kid until he's convinced his grades are going to stay high. He's going to let him come play with it occasionally.
There you go. Well, and if you have the right property and it's not on asphalt, I mean, it'll be fun.
No, it's a street cart. It's not for off-road.
Oh, really?
Well,
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
A 40 mile an hour, 4-inch off the ground dirt cart, man, you get killed.
Well, I have watched Cars and Cameras quite a bit, so those guys are crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, I suppose with great big tires, it might not be so bad. Now, we did have an off-road car years ago. I guess I'm going to say 13, 14 years ago when my kid was little. I bought him a little cart for himself. And it had a top speed of 15, and it took him about 2 days to flip it.
Oh, well. And that's only 15. Sheesh.
15 miles an hour, and he still flipped it the second time he rode it.
Oh.
And it's, of course, I had him. He's your 8-year-old or whatever he was back then, 8 or 9-year-old, and he's my baby. He's Billy, Junior. And so of course my wife was like, "Oh no, we flipped the cart," and I laughed and I said, "Man, he's got enough armor on to get hit by a car."
Yeah.
He's got a full race helmet. He's got full body armor, head to toe. He's got boots on. He's fully strapped in. And he was just hanging there with the cart laying on his side. He was sort of hanging in the belts. And he says,
yeah.
Hey, look, I said, remember what I told you? If you start to roll, hang onto the steering wheel. And he says, yep. And I said, did you hang onto the steering wheel? He says, yep. And I said, why? And he says, because I didn't want my arm outside. I said, bingo. Yeah. I said, are you hurt? And he says, I don't think so.
There you go. He's not crying. He's not bleeding.
And off he went.
Yep. Yeah, there was no way I was talking on Sunday, man. Whew. No.
Kids?
Strep throat was horrible.
Oh, yeah. That was a pretty okay live on Sunday, too.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to most of it, and I wanted to jump in, but I was like, no. I'll just end up hurting myself.
Well, yeah, it's not worth it.
No, and I'm still on antibiotics. I hate antibiotics. Oh, horrible. My poor 2-year-old, she's still on them too. Me and her had strep throat. Nobody else in the house got it. Go figure.
They were probably sneaking your antibiotics when you weren't looking.
If they can have them.
Well, yeah, you see what I'm saying, though.
No, I know. Those things run right through me. I mean, not to be personal, but it's just, whew, those things suck. And they're not even like anything derivatives. They're what is it? The standard old penicillin.
Good old penicillin, yeah. Penicillin just rules the world.
Well, and the thing is they don't have amoxicillin. They're out of it.
Yeah, I should have a subscription for penicillin.
Well, your eye's still working.
This I end up with Band-Aids so often that it's.
I noticed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you notice it's always on my left hand that has the Band-Aid.
Yes.
That's because I hold the tool in my right hand and then I use the tool on my left hand accidentally. No, this was just plain foolishness. I put my finger on a muffler.
Oh. And
this one was where the wire grinder. I was holding it and stupid. Yep. Not wearing gloves every time is stupid. This is the 2 times I didn't wear gloves.
Yeah.
But
Well, see,
yeah,
I wear latex gloves, so they're not going to help me much anyway. I just wear that to keep the fuel off my hands.
well, it skipped on me.
I was trying to read it too.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I did a boo-boo today. I started that mower, the 350 series, and I just wanted to get the oil moving and all that stuff, and I wanted to do an oil change. Well, I opened it up and I tipped it over to dump the oil out. I pull the string so it's on the hard stroke, so that way it's not open, the valves aren't open,
Yeah.
and I dump it over. Muffler was hot. I melted my oil catch pan.
We've all done something like that, though.
And I'm like, how could I do something so stupid? I'm glad I'm not recording this.
Yeah. Oh no, it's well. Now a lot of people don't know, but I've got a little bit of a stutter problem.
You've mentioned
And
it.
yeah, and it's like when I'm doing this, I always, always, always focus on me on the screen because if I focus on me, then I don't see anything else, and I'm just talking to myself. Apparently, I don't stutter when I'm talking to me.
Yeah, because you haven't stuttered not any bit that I've noticed.
Well, now I hear it when it happens,
Yeah,
and today's
but
today's
you're
been
more
pretty good.
critical.
I am, yes. It's like right there. It's I run out of words. You know,
Yep,
does that make sense?
it
It's not
does.
a
It does.
stutter so much as I run out of words.
Yeah, and
My
I have a friend of mine. He's got one of those things in the side of his head, so he can hear himself talk when he talks,
That's
so he
called the
doesn't
ear.
stutter anymore. Yeah.
That's actually well. No, I don't stutter so much as I run out of words.
Yeah,
If that makes any sense at all.
it
And that's
does
just
totally.
how it is.
Yep.
My record right now for doing intros, and my intros are that long. They're little, but
Yeah.
because they're always different, I have to think while I'm doing it. My record right now for doing intros is 31.
Hmm.
31 times I did the same intro. And I only
Oh
know
my
it was
goodness.
31 because I have to put markers on it so that I know where when I'm editing, so I can find it in the clip.
Yeah.
So I go backwards from the end. And I said, okay, it's like, okay, 29. Today we're going to the hell are we doing? Okay, 30. Okay, today we're going to and then it was 31.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm 61 and I've still not even grown up even vaguely a little bit, not even kinda. And I have no intention. I figure it's like okay, I'll be a human cartoon clear to the end. Something just happened with my camera. Oh, I see what happened. A ray
I
of
was gonna
light.
say your
Watch,
brightness
watch.
is,
Wait, where'd it go?
yeah,
A ray of light just
off on the other
I don't
side.
know.
Yep.
There it is. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Special. I'm my own special
Yeah.
effect now.
There you go.
Hang on. Move the camera over 1 inch.
There you
Let's
go.
move it this way
That's
2 inches.
better.
It was
There
the
you go.
sun.
Oh, much, much better.
Yeah, I put a window blind in a pull down. It's got that one little crack on each side.
Oh, you have the sun where you are. I don't.
Yeah, yeah. I've got the sun, but it's low in the sky, so it's coming straight in the office window. If I were to open it, you would think that the sun's like
Yeah.
outside the window waiting for us.
Yeah, exactly. It's just different. Well, you're Pacific time, right?
I am Texas time. I'm in Dallas.
Yeah. So
There we
it's
go. Let's try that.
6:49 there. So it's
It is
6:49 where you are?
6:49. Yes.
Yeah.
See, now I screwed the camera up. I should have known.
Yeah, I mean I'm so far north and I'm east. So I mean it's almost pitch dark out now.
No, Tommy's asking if the stutter is caused by the brain working quicker than the verbal part can keep up. Now, that's actually true for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I go through something along those lines. what happens is in my head, I'll start thinking about 2 sentences ahead and then forget where I was in the sentence. And then I say that I ran out of words because I forgot what I was saying now because I'm thinking about way ahead. Or
Yep.
sometimes I just forget the word. You know?
Yeah.
I've called a jet, or not a jet, a needle. I've called a needle a float and a float a needle 18 times in videos, you know. And sometimes I edit it, sometimes I don't. You know, it's like, oh well. If people
Yeah.
can't live with that, then I'm the wrong channel. If they can find a little humor along with me, then I'm definitely the right channel.
I'll tell you what, it's nice to come in the house and hear the kids laughing. I'll tell you that. The Yeah, I mean your channel is really good because it's like for the basic person just to be able to fix their own equipment like you want to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm shooting for. Is like, how do you do? Holy cow!
Yeah, that's why I was outside. And this is them being good.
Okay, Barry, you've got to send me an email because I want to find out what day you'll be 62 because I might have to go to your house. We might have to have a party.
62 is a milestone.
I will also be 62 in December.
Nice.
So we might have the same birthday. We might have to have a serious birthday party. Let's see now. What can we have? I don't drink, but we'll bring a keg. I'm married, but we'll bring strippers.
Oh.
And I mean,
Hey, well, rib roast is on sale this weekend.
Oh, we have to get ribs. Barbecue ribs. Have to have barbecue ribs because the older you get, the better they are for you. They don't even have calories when you turn 65.
Well, they just run right through you anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Tommy, I'm 100% with you. As like I said, my son, my baby, is 23 now, and I can tell you, I miss 15 kids on that soccer team, all yelling at me, and it was a co-ed team. And hey, Adam, how you doing? And having one of the little girls that was on the team always wanted to sit on my lap, and it's like, you can't sit on my lap. You're a little girl. You can't sit. It doesn't work. And she'd say,
Yep.
No, it's okay. Mom said it's okay. I said, Mom, did you say it's okay for her to sit on me? And she says, you've been coaching these kids for 5 seasons now. I'm not really worried about you. You know, she says, you've got a son and like a granddaughter on this team. I don't care. You know?
Yeah. But it's this day and age, you really got to protect yourself in that way. You know, it is what it is.
You really do. But I was, like I said, I was lucky. I did 7 seasons, and after 7 seasons, see, I'm way older than you, Barry. Like hours.
I can't see the messages, but that just was funny.
Here you go. Here you go. December 19th.
December 9th.
Yep. So he was born December 19th, 1961. I was already at that point in life. I was already like, well, probably still damp, but still. Mine was the day before. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah,
Adam, you gonna come up and talk to us, buddy? I sent you a link. That's all I can do. All I can do is send the link. I can't make you click it.
I got a December baby.
Do you?
Yeah, my daughter's the 15th, and my son's in November. My other daughter's in October.
Yeah, I've got a little brother that's the 14th. And once upon a time, when I was, I don't know, 18 or 19 years old, I actually had a girlfriend that was born 1 hour before I was.
Wow.
She was 1 hour older than me. And of course, you know, with 1 hour, you have to go through the whole older women thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Well, my
Adam.
wife's younger than me, but she's 2 days, well, 2 years and, well, 3 years minus 2 days younger than me. We're
So
two
you're
days
just
apart
robbing
on
the
our
cradle.
birthdays. Oh yeah, big time. I will say, don't put two Geminis together, man. We're crazy.
Yep. Thanks for coming by, buddy. Sorry, I know you can't see the messages. There you go.
Dad, we're just playing wipes.
She's playing with the wipes.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I should go in there and take the wipes away, huh?
Yeah, and I forgot that Adam's in the UK. And I tell you, I have a heck of a time finding the right place to put this stream. You know, I thought
Well, even
about
Sunday.
Well, I probably will just leave it Sunday. I think that's more convenient for most people.
Oh, you cleaning?
I want to clean.
Oh, you want one too? Okay. There you go.
No.
Here's wipes. Go ahead and clean.
Thanks, Daddy.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for cleaning.
In my house, everybody but me's birthday's in May.
Wow.
Everybody but me. Which is sort of rough on me because I'm the party planner and I'm also the cook. Now when I say the cook, no, I'm not much of a cook, but I'm a baker.
Ooh, I'm a baker too.
Yeah, and I make some killer cakes.
All right, I'm gonna tell you my secret on cakes.
Okay.
Jello.
Jello?
Jello. Jello pudding powder in with the cake. Vanilla cake, vanilla Jello pudding.
How much?
Chocolate cake, chocolate. Just like I put like half a package per box because I do box. I don't do from scratch anymore because it's just too much.
I do
But
scratch
yeah, I mean,
only.
that's the best way to do it. I just if I'm gonna do it, I gotta sift the flour and all that, and it's just like, I'll just buy a box. I'm cheaping out. But I will tell you this: I make the world's best panucci fudge brownies. Have you ever made panucci, Bill?
Now I don't even know how to spell panucci.
I don't either, but I know how to say it. Panucci is brown sugar fudge, basically. It's more like a hard candy.
Ah.
And it's got that specific flavor. So basically, you just heat brown sugar, vanilla, and chocolate up to get the panucci flavor out of the brown sugar, and then you tamper it in with the brownie mix. It's pretty basic.
Yeah, Adam's suggesting we would be better off moving it to 2:00 on Thursday. It seems like my very first live was actually, I think, on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and it was at like 2 PM. And it was comical because it was me testing StreamYard. And the next thing you know, there was 8 people there, and it's like,
Yeah. And I apparently was right there with you, your first show.
Yeah, you were there. You and Adam were two.
Yeah.
Were, I think, the first 2 guys there, and that's why I say there's always room for you and Adam. If we get to the point where we've got 500 people coming to the live, there will be room for you and Adam up top.
I appreciate that.
No, okay.
I try not to smoke on camera, but I can't help it.
No, that's okay. Okay, now Tommy's saying he calls Jello jelly. Now, for me, jelly is the stuff that you put on bread and then you put peanut butter on the other piece of bread and then you smash them together. Or you put it on toast or a bagel. That's what I call jelly.
Yeah. Jelly and jam, or a spread.
Yeah. Yeah, the powder form doesn't turn. It's Jello is a brand name. You could buy a store brand, but you want the Jello if you get it because that's the good stuff.
Yeah, and so I mean, store brand is fine.
From strawberry stuff to chocolate.
So I should say it's pudding. dry pudding mix.
Uh-oh. Adam's coming up. We better make sure he's got pants on. You got pants on?
Uh oh.
Now that's funny because before I bring you up, I can hear you, but they can't. You know.
I decided to bung a t-shirt on 'cause I'm in bed.
Well, believe me, we all appreciate that.
Hi, Adam.
Well, I hardly sleep, don't I? So I only do about 4 hours a night.
Oh
Hey,
boy.
Jungle Bob, how you doing?
So.
Not
How's your
enough
week
Jungle
So
been?
what
Bob's
time is it
earlier
over
this
there,
morning.
Adam?
It's bang on 1 o'clock in the morning. Good
Well, we'll switch
Friday.
it off a little earlier next Tuesday or next Thursday.
Well, I was looking like on, well, I'll say Thursday now because it's Friday. Yeah, I was looking on Thursday. I thought Bill said he was going to do a live Thursday, and I was looking. It got to 9 o'clock. I thought not gone, and I've just been looking at my phone and thought Bill's gone live at 12 o'clock an hour ago.
Yeah. What's he out of his mind? Right. Well, yeah, but keep in mind again, sunshine is burning sunshine here. It's 7 o'clock at night, and we're towards the equator, so we have longer days.
Yeah, but you're behind us, aren't you? With time, you're still on Thursday.
Still on Thursday, yes.
Nah, you're behind us. That's
Yeah, I talk to Tom over in Australia all the time. Whoops. I don't know if the camera moved or the sun moved, but there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I talk to
Adam's
him all
from
the
the
time.
future.
And for Tom, it's currently 9 o'clock on Friday
morning.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it's tough to have a buddy that's in the wrong time zone.
Is what it is.
Oh, you guys want to laugh? You want to see something that'll make you laugh? Okay, you guys know John Clem, right? Or maybe you don't.
I know Tom Clem, yeah.
John Clem?
Just give-
Yeah, the big guy with the really deep voice.
Better.
Okay, on Valentine's Day, with the 3D printer, I made him something for his wife that he could give his wife. Now, I'm going to put my finger over the address and everything, but I sent him this picture today of me finally putting it in the mail.
Right.
Valentine's Day.
Hey, John.
You're a little early.
John says, hey, I've heard that before. Yeah. Yeah. Now you see, John, I'm owning up to my badness of not coming of not getting anything out in a decent time. I told him. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You're just
John's
cleaning
definitely
away?
one of the good ones. It's I told him I'm sort of like a bulldozer. I'm hard to stop, but I'm not real fast.
Bill, you know when you're in this StreamYard, can you actually speak in chat or not? Do you need 2 windows open?
No, I've got one window open.
So how do I type in this chat then?
Are you on the computer or the phone?
I'm on tablet.
Okay, you should see something on your upper right-hand side that says comments.
Yeah,
Click it.
I have. But I can't type now, can I? I can only
No,
read chat.
You'd have to. I don't know. I'm on I'm on. Great big old window.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about trying to do this on the phone. And I thought about jumping down in the garage and doing something down there. But I thought, no, I could do it on the tripod probably, but then I can't type. Yeah, Barry, I know. We got to get Big Son over here. I bet he'd
Yeah,
be
see, and
jumping
I'm on
up.
my phone. If I'm on my phone and I can hit chats, but then I can't see you guys, so I don't know if I'm on video or not if I do it. So I don't even see the chats unless you put them up on the screen, Bill.
You're on. Yeah, you're when you just in case for you guys that use a tablet or a phone or something to go on the live, take care to remember that your camera is always on.
Yeah.
When you bring up the chat window and start, swiping away at that, the camera's still on. Yeah,
I figured as
so
much. I always assume. I assume it is. So
yeah, so don't flash the camera towards the wife or Adam. Make sure you got pants on.
What we been doing this
well,
week
it's like
anyway,
I'll try
Bill?
to be mindful not to.
What we all been doing? We buying, selling?
Always buying and always selling. Yeah, I was telling Paul earlier. A guy he came in to buy an edger, a nice little
Mhm.
Craftsman 4-horse edger, and I don't get much for them. And because I'm trying to, usually I'd ask about $1.25 for one of those, but because
Right.
I'm trying to empty the garage out, and I only paid $20 for it, I put it up for $75.
Right.
Yeah, because it just got a carb clean and assorted parts that I already had laying around. And a guy came to buy that, and then he saw the Honda I was working on.
What
You know,
edger?
it was 216 HRR 216.
Oh, that lawnmower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was not the last one from the video. This one might get a video later. I haven't decided yet since he took the thing away from me before I finished working on it. He says, "What do you want for it?"
Yeah.
I said, I'll tomorrow or the next day. I'll probably put it up for about $1.50. And he says, "It sounds good to me." I said, "Yeah, but there's something in the noise. It cut good, everything worked, but I said there's something in it that I don't like. I don't know what it is. I said I can't figure it out, but the sound is too steady. Does that make sense?"
Mm.
There was no harmonic to the engine in any way, and there's always a certain sound an engine makes. And I said, this engine's, this thing's 6 years old. It should be making a harmonic. It's not brand new.
Well, I finished that mount field yesterday. What I've been doing with electric start and everything, painted deck. I finished that yesterday, and I get it running to check charging on it from charging coil, and I'm getting 10 volts in it, and I thought, great. But like you, I thought, this engine doesn't sound like it's running right.
Yeah.
And I think what somebody's done is the good old running to a fence or something, knocked revs down, on lever, so it's like slowed engine down, which means it's only been charging when I checked it yesterday at 10 volts, just speeded engine up, problem solved. So that's going up on one local selling site for about 100 quid. So I've not had a bad week. Got all my water pumps out, tested them ready for allotment this year.
But did you
Got
point
all
the
them.
camera at it while you worked on it?
What?
Did you have a camera pointed at it while you worked on it?
No, I said I'll wait while I come back. I followed it. I'm not doing it for. Shall I tell you what I need? I've got a DSLR cam which I'm not willing to use for videos. I need a bracket. I've got a tripod because I'm into photography. Yeah, well, I need the adapter for the tripod.
Oh yeah, the little grabber.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably got
They're
9
not
of them. I
deer.
probably got one I could reach from here.
I'm going to say they're not deer. So
Sorry?
they're not deer. So I'm just going to get that when I come back off holiday.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, I always use 2 cameras when I'm videoing. And today I was, oh, thank God I'm using 2 cameras. I realized that this camera, when I hit the, I set the camera on the tripod, and when I set it up, I inadvertently pushed the little button that flips the screen.
Right.
And
so everything were upside down.
No, it was shooting a beautiful picture of the roof. Because I had it at an angle down because I was doing carburetor work. And I looked over and I had this little guy. Where's he at? This little guy sitting. You see, he's got his tripod stand still on him.
Hmm.
And I looked over at it, and I said, "Oh, please be facing the right direction." So don't tell me I just spent half an hour with the camera the wrong direction. Now my microphone plugs into the phone, so I can still use the sound on the phone. It'll just be hard to sync up because there's no visual. But yeah, I mean, half an hour because it's a Honda carburetor. It's not like a Quantum where you know, putting a carburetor on a Quantum, you can do blindfolded in a minute and a half. You know, there's just nothing to them.
Pretty much.
Yeah. On the Honda, you've got, let's see, a gasket. First, you've got a little gasket. Then you've got the choke. Then you've got the big gasket, the heat protector gasket. Then you've got the carburetor. Then you've got a faceplate, and then you've got the air filter base. Yeah. It's like I got all that together, and I said, you know, if I don't have video on this, I am not starting over again. That's just all there is to it, you know. I said, I am done with that machine.
Mm.
Oh yeah, John. Yeah, I told John earlier. I said his wife is being in process of winning in a landslide. I hope winning coroner.
Right. For what?
Coroner.
Coroner.
Yeah. Like we see dead people.
Yeah.
If you see dead people, she'll come get them. You know,
Probably.
if they're actual dead people.
If
But
they
yeah,
just call it
they had T-shirts for the election. I said, "Oh my God, what I wouldn't do with one of those T-shirts." You know, I would wear it just to weird the grandkids out.
What about
I'd
Trump
wear it
then?
in videos.
What about Trump? All that on news
Sorry?
already about Trump in court.
You know, I try not to think about him
Mhm.
because I'm doing my best to be a Republican, and he's killing me.
What do you call it? Worst president you ever had.
And that's not easy to do. We had Clinton.
Yeah.
And when you've had a Clinton as a president, it's hard to be the worst president.
Ronald Reagan.
Now, I loved Ronnie.
Do you know what I mean? I think best one in the last few years you've had is Barack Obama. I think he was your best. Seemed all right from where I was stood. I mean, I don't live in the country, but
You know, I like Obama, and part of the reason I like Barack was, now, like I said, he's a Democrat and I'm a Republican, so I'm supposed to not like him. But when you've got a tall, skinny president that sneaks out behind the White House to have a cigarette and shoot hoops, he's a guy. It's like, oh man, I don't want to like him, but he's a guy. You know.
see, even though I don't mind a bit of politics, I still don't understand that difference between Democrats and Republicans. I just don't understand it.
Have you ever been to Italy?
No.
I'll tell you what, we were in Naples during an election one year, and we were right there. We were now, if you've been to Naples, it's the castle. There's a castle like right off the shore where with a walkway, you know, and the castle's in the ocean basically.
Mm-hmm.
Big, gorgeous monolith of a building. And you know, of course, over the years they turned it into something short of a dance hall, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a big, gorgeous building. But that was like right in front of the hotel. Behind the hotel, if you went about 3 blocks, you had this big square. And in Italy, the big squares are super common. That's where everybody goes after work. They go to the big square. And the big square would be maybe kilometer and a half.
Mm.
So it's good size, you know.
Yeah.
It could even be 2.5 kilometers square, you know, on each side. And everybody was in there, and it was during election season. And we were heading out, and the girl at the desk says, "Where are you guys going tonight?" And I said, "Oh, we're going to go over here, and we're going to sit and have some food." And she says, "You need to go change." I said, "Why?" She says, "You're wearing a green shirt." You look down, it's like, it's a green shirt. I think it said like, it was a shirt that I got while I was there. I think it said Kawasaki on it, you know, or Fiat or something. It was just a plain old t-shirt. She says, "Right now they're holding political rallies down there, and you don't want to be on the wrong side." And I said, "Well, which side's the right side?" And she says, "No, you don't understand. There's 4 different groups of political parties down there, and there is no right side. She says you don't want to wear these. You don't want to wear any of these three colors.
Yeah.
I said, really? She says, just tonight. And so I went back and changed, and then we went back to the square, and we saw that it's like, yeah, these guys are rough. I mean, I think our politics are rough because, candidates call each other names. No, they'll just beat the hell out of each other right there in the middle of everything,
Yeah.
And I realized,
Oh my gosh.
I've got rudimentary Italian. My Italian is just good enough to get food, bathrooms, and sodas.
See, you can put me right if I'm wrong here, but you've only got, like, in theory, two parties: Democrats and Republicans. It's like two parties, one or others in.
Now they're not really opposites, though.
All right.
We're not talking like Democrats and socialists. It's like, well, people over here don't necessarily understand the nuances, but as Adam, you would know, communism and socialism are two entirely different things.
Yeah.
And democracy is the third thing.
Yeah.
And then you've got dictatorships, which is the fourth thing. And that's most of governments are one of those four things. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we've got a rolling joke here that our house is a benevolent dictatorship. Said it's a kind dictator, but it's a dictatorship. One person gets the vote.
Yeah. So it's like when Gaffers I was to work for, he says,
No, Barry, I'm not talking about Naples, Florida. We're talking Naples, Italy.
He said, it's a democratic decision. We all decide on what's best. He says, then I decide.
Yes, and then I pick which best that I like.
Yeah.
That's a benevolent dictatorship.
Yeah.
And it's like now the UK has a monarch.
I'll tell you, politics in the U.S. right now are.
See, I don't want to really touch the candidates because that's just too hot. It's just too hot a button, It's like Trump. Nah,
Dr.
Trump
Pepper.
gives me headaches. But I'm a Republican, so I'm on both sides of the fence on that one.
Mm.
The only thing I would like.
Well, see, and
a president that was under 100 years old.
I mean, though, I see on news or hear all the time. When it's time to, like you say, in Europe or in America, it's time to vote, and fucking hell, things that go on. They don't like there'd be all sorts going on. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, no, but you say that because in the UK, you guys voted in like 18, not 1850, 18, just the year 18. You guys voted, and you kept that vote for what, 2,000 years now.
We've
live in a monarchy, which is different.
We've got another election coming up.
Well, yes, but you're not going to vote for your next king.
No, I'm not going to vote for his next king. No, government, yeah, but not king.
Well, yeah, but you see what I'm saying? If you were voting for your next king, I'm kind of betting that it'd get a little fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It'd probably get a lot fun. It would be a whole game that you guys aren't ready for. You don't want to play. It's a rough game. It really is.
I bet it is.
But I was actually looking this morning, and the names you hear the most here, the political names you hear the most are Biden, Trump, and Nancy Pelosi. Biden, Trump, and Nancy Pelosi. Just those three people. If you put all of their ages together, we were still a British colony back then.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we've got.
Well,
Trump,
did you hear that? Did you hear that
Trump
Pence?
is 77, or no? Trump is 76. Biden is 81, or Biden is 80, or maybe 81, and Pelosi's 83. Good Lord,
Biden could be an old age people, though.
We're being ruled by people who fought in the Civil War.
Paul.
Yeah.
You want my contact details?
Yeah.
The week you asked me for him. I put my email address in private chat, so you can pick it up from there.
Okay.
I didn't hear that. Did you say put up everything on the screen that's in private chat?
No, I know. I said you can put it up. Just Paul wanted to speak to me
Actually,
about
you got it. I'll say you've got a great email address too.
this.
Yeah, that's a
I've got
great
another
email
one. I've
address.
got
Yeah,
another
I
one
do
that's
like
even
that.
better than that.
Yours would be hard to forget.
Yeah, I've got another one that's even easier than that to remember.
See, mine's easy. Mine's just first name dot last name.
First name, dot last name.
Yeah, it really is. And I put mine in my about box. And so you can imagine how many emails I get.
Yeah.
And it's sort of funny and you're getting old when your emails, it's like when you're 25 years old, your emails, your junk email you get is all about surfboards and it's about skateboards and it's about fast cars. Then you get into your middle age and it's about hair loss treatments and it's about, refinancing your house. And then when you hit 60, all of a sudden the emails are silver singles and Viagra and reverse mortgages, And it's like, guys, I'm 61. I'm not dead. Yeah, John, AARP. No, I am a member of the AARP. Thank you very much. The day I turned 50, I joined the AARP and I take every discount I can get. My
What's
auto
that?
insurance is even through AA. It's the American Association of Retired People.
Was it?
And if you're over 50, you can join. I joined the day I turned 50. I joined. Yeah, well, yeah, John, it costs like $99 a year, $49 a year or something. It costs very little. And if your car gets stuck, the AARP, if you've got their $12 add-on, they'll come get you and tow your car up to 200 miles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to the movies, he gets specials on cruise deals to go on cruises. Yeah, you'll get like half price. You go to the movies and they say $14 for a ticket, and you flash your old person card, your AARP card, and they say, "Oh, it'll be $4.99, please." Did you know if you go to McDonald's and show them your AARP card, you get a discount?
God.
The biggest restaurant chain on earth, and they give you a discount just because you're old. Oh, hang on. My wife is texting me. Oh, yeah. She's listening. She says the airport's $16 a year. Oh, AARP is $16 a year.
Crackers.
Is it $16 a year? I thought it was more than that. Okay, Barry. You're just a tiny bit one day younger than I am. $16 a year. Wow. Yeah, you need to join, Barry. Trust me, it's the best money you'll ever spend. Yes, you get everywhere you go, you get discounts. And I'm not in charge of the money. And it's in everybody's best interest that I'm never, ever, ever in charge of the money. I get to keep my money from the lawnmowers, and that's about it.
And you spend that on getting more anyway.
I actually, yeah, I spend it on getting more lawnmowers. Half off lap dances. Yeah, John. Okay, Paul, you might have to bounce your phone if it's not letting you back in, because I promise, I didn't kick you out. Let me double check you.
No, it just crashed, didn't it? It looks in it.
The StreamYard did?
Yeah. Well, he just dropped out.
Well, yeah, he crashed out. I don't know what it means if I give you a star. Okay, I checked. You're not in timeout and you're not blocked. I double checked just to make sure I didn't get fat fingered on you, and I didn't. Yeah, John. Half off lap dances with AARP membership. Yeah, the problem is, though, is it's only retired women giving you the lap dances.
You can't handle a full one.
It's like Ooh.
I was on a Tim's stream earlier. Grass cutter Palmer.
Palmer, yeah.
Yeah, he had a stream going.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check and make sure that I've got subs turned on for him. I don't know if you know it, but I've got a very limited number of subscriptions. Oh, now that's embarrassing. I didn't have subscriptions turned on.
What, for Palmer?
For Tim, yeah. I probably accidentally clicked him because I know I was subscribed to him before. But now he's got 335 right now, so now he gets one more.
Well, it's just
I was subscribed to him for sure.
I spoke to him earlier, and he's going to do that video he thinks next week for that one he's been doing.
Which one's that?
That deck he's doing. He's repairing a deck.
Ah.
Uh,
So yeah, I haven't mentioned it before, but I don't know if you noticed up in the corner my new little logo thing. If you're on a phone, you're on a tablet, you can see it. See,
Well,
I
that guy's
reworked my
playing with
logo completely.
in corner.
The little yellow logo in the upper corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reworked it and gave it shadows, and I got rid of the cartoony effect on it.
You've too much time on your hands.
Oh Lord. That's just wrong, Tommy. That's just wrong. Now, John's a big guy. He probably needs 2 lap dancers anyway. He's like exactly my size, and then if you start here, he's my size again. He's probably what, John? About 6 inches? Oh no, he's just BRB just. And Paul's trying to get back in. He's off in oblivion now.
StreamYard's just loading, saying.
Now, when you guys come in, you don't. Yeah, you come in through the page, you click the link, and then it comes in.
Mm.
Now, I don't know if he can see us or hear us. Paul, did you reboot the phone entirely? Did you do a cold boot on it? I'm looking at the basement. I'm watching your background. Do you live across the street from a police station? I see your colors flash back and forth like you got police cars going by.
Mine?
Yeah.
Because I've got telly on in background.
Oh.
But usually I've got light on so you don't notice it.
Ah.
Because I have telly on. When I'm on here, I've got telly on. That's why if you look, I'm always looking up. So I'm watching telly while I'm keeping a track on this. I just have it turned down with sound.
So now, I'm still thinking about the jelly thing. I got to go back to that for a second. So now you call jelly. You call like chocolate pudding is pudding, right?
Yeah, chocolate pudding is chocolate pudding.
Yeah, that's what we call when we think about Jello. That's what we think about. It's chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
Jello's a brand name.
I always thought Jello, when people refer to Jello in America, I thought they were referring to jelly, what we call jelly.
Well, it's like the dessert item, I guess, that you
Yeah.
give, old people in old people homes is also Jell-O, because it comes in different flavors.
Yeah, it does.
John comes backyard. Nope, Tommy, don't worry. Absolutely, that all that means is she loves you. But yeah, when we say jelly, we think about the things that you'd put on toast or on a peanut butter sandwich. Jelly's the
See,
other
that's
half of a
jam.
peanut butter sandwich.
That's jam.
Well, here it would be jelly. Now we've got jelly and jam, and they're two different things. Jam usually has pieces in it, and jelly doesn't.
See, jam already you can have it with peas in OER, and then you've got marmalade, which is like orange flavored jam with bits in.
Yeah, we've got marmalade. But yeah, it's when you think Jell-O is a brand name,
Right.
it's similar to jelly, but it's not jelly.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he made it back. He made it back. He made it back.
It's not coming back.
So
Oh, is
now,
here.
so now do we have fun with him and do this with him?
But no. I'm just waiting.
Wait, do that again. Do that again. Oh, no, he's frozen. Whoa.
Dead.
Oh, what the heck just happened? I inadvertently pushed a button and full screen my machine. So your face went. It went life size.
I'm just waiting for Popeyes to open up at ours 2 weeks.
Popeye's chicken?
Yeah.
Not good. That.
Well, we've got a Popeyes around the corner. I'm like, Popeyes is okay.
Well, I've heard big reviews about it. I've heard it's not as good as Kentucky.
I agree with that, but now we're talking food, and everybody has their own opinion, and everybody's opinion is correct.
Yeah. Well, over here, Kentucky fried chicken, the chips are like skin on fries now. I don't like them. They're not like a French fry, they're a skin on fry. And, well, it's gone down like that with sales at chips, as we call them.
Oh, yeah, I know, because we're planning on a trip, and that's one of the things that we said. It's like, and this again, everybody's opinion on food is always correct. It is their opinion, and everybody's got their own opinion, and what you like is what you like. But we decided that breakfast in the UK could be used as a torture device in war.
Why?
Now you guys like it, and you got used to it, but it could be used as a torture device. It's like nobody should be eating that stuff for breakfast. But you also think in your mind, it's like over here, a grilled cheese sandwich is like a trailer park delicacy. A correctly made grilled cheese sandwich, everybody loves it. It's a little bit low rent, but most people here, if it weren't for having to eat cheese, it's bound to tear your insides up eventually. Everybody would eat it like 6 or 7 meals a week. They'd have grilled cheese.
Yeah.
But it only works with American cheese, which most people
Yes
over
and
there
no.
don't. Yeah, I was waiting for that expression. Most people over there are like, American cheese. That's not cheese.
No. Honestly, provolone does really good. It's just super stringy.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've
Can't
also
beat-
got
can't
an
beat British
85-year-old
cheese.
lady eating these sandwiches.
British cheese, proper cheddar. British cheddar.
Oh,
But yeah, but do you eat grilled cheese sandwiches with that
Yeah.
on purpose?
that sounds good.
Yeah.
I did make occasionally for my mom, because the American cheese to me just makes the greatest grilled cheese. Just
Chuck some
bar
bacon
none.
on it and all. Spot on.
Okay, yeah, Tommy, I agree, but
Oh,
sausage
oh,
links, like the little sausage links, and sunny side up eggs and toast.
you can't beat a full English. There's only one kind of breakfast in this world. Sorry to spoil everybody's thing. A full English breakfast. That's where he's
Go
got its
ahead.
name from.
Wait. Okay, wait. Go ahead.
Well, there's only one kind of breakfast. A full English. That's where it's got its name from.
Okay, and what's in this breakfast?
You name it, it's on it. Bacon, sausage, eggs, black pudding, tomatoes, mushrooms,
Okay,
beans.
wait. Back up. Go back to eggs and start there.
Start again. Bacon, sausage, eggs, tomatoes, mushrooms, black pudding, toast,
Okay, stop there and back up. What
beans,
pudding?
black pudding.
Black pudding.
Yeah.
Okay. See you later, John.
See you later, John.
Okay, what exactly is in black pudding?
I don't like black pudding, but black pudding is basically pig's blood. Let's congeal with meat and then cooked. It's a bit like it's like liver. If you like liver or like that, you'll probably like it. I don't like it.
Well, now I try not to eat the parts of other animals that are processing the parts of other animals that I don't want to eat.
But yeah, proper breakfast.
Now, yes, yeah, it's like you brought up 2 or 3 things that could definitely be against the Geneva Convention to eat for breakfast.
Nah, it's all right. It's good for you. Puts hairs on your chest, even women.
See? Okay,
Well,
go
see
ahead,
that
Barry.
black pudding. I mean, that's got to taste very irony.
Yeah, it is. But like I say, I don't like it. But a lot of people have it.
Right.
And that's and for them, your own sense of taste is correct for you.
Exactly.
But yeah, like I say,
Yeah, it's like hot dogs. Hot dogs are pretty good as long as you don't ask what's in them and just put mustard on them and walk away.
There's
think,
only
like
two
I said
type
to
of
you,
hot dogs I'll buy.
like I said to you other week, Bill, I'd love to come over here just to try food.
Yeah, I'm definitely. It's like I could go for a hard-boiled egg for breakfast if I had to. It wouldn't be on purpose, but I could do it. The idea of starting my day with liver and things like that, it just doesn't work for me.
Can't beat a
And
good breakfast.
liver and pig's blood and things. Oh, what happened to scrambled eggs and hash browns?
Oh, you get hash browns and all if you want them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we said. It's like for dinner, because we've got, the food's so different from here to there. It's like for dinner, it's cheeseburgers and things like that work great here. For quick dinners. Fish and chips would work great. That works. But now I like tartar sauce with fish too, with fish and chips.
Yeah. Yeah, not wrong with a bit of tartar sauce and fish.
And I know that's not quite as popular over there that way.
I think it's quite popular though. There's quite
Is
a few people who have it. Yeah. Believe it or not.
Yeah. Tommy. Yeah, you're saying, yeah. Of all the things they took from America. Now they don't make grilled cheese with American cheese, but they'll take hash browns, But hash browns are good. Or tater tots, which is basically little round hash browns.
Round ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you call it? Subway sell them like that.
Little round ones?
Yeah, little round hash browns.
Subway does?
Yeah, over here it does.
Now, over here, Subway doesn't do fried anything.
Nah, over here, yeah.
They're all about health food here.
All about health
lunch
food.
meat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's healthy lunch meat.
Yeah, you'd be surprised all the different fast foods in all the different countries. I actually watch a lot of food shows on YouTube, And there's McDonald's that serve like really cool like things. I don't know. It's like Japan or something. They sell sushi
Hmm.
and a
Yes.
McDonald's.
And in India, there are no hamburgers. It's
Yep,
all chicken. It's
because they don't
McDonald's
do
is all
beef.
chicken, top to bottom,
Yep,
all chicken.
yep.
And it's like because they worship half the things walking around, so they can't really put them on their menu, you know.
Exactly.
You know, when you
And
when
then
your
the whole
religion
blood thing,
comes,
like the black pudding, he was mentioned. I mean, I only know about that stuff from watching the YouTube videos of this guy that travels all around the world. And I
You
mean,
can
they
get
eat everything. They eat all the innards and all that stuff. And I'm good with that. I don't like gamey, so I wouldn't want to eat stomach and intestine and all that.
yeah, yeah, you don't want their insides on your insides. At least not that part of their insides.
No, I'm
Yeah,
good.
black pudding. I could now. I also saw Tommy mentioned black and white.
you can get white pudding, yeah.
Okay, does nobody bleed for that?
What?
Well, you said it's pig blood and stuff in black pudding.
Yes. I don't actually know what's in white pudding. But like I said, I'm not like
Now,
that to me. All right.
now I hear there's a way to process blood to where you remove that iron taste out of it. There's a way to cook it and you get all that stuff out, like you congeal it or something, and then you get all of the collagen and all that good stuff out of it that you really want to consume. I don't know how to do it, but is that what the white pudding is?
Mhm. I honestly don't know exactly what's in white pudding.
It's hot. It's English hot dogs. I can tell from
It's,
here.
it still tastes crap.
Yeah, now my wife likes the McDonald's salads. It's because she's trying to lay off meat a little bit, just because her tummy bugs her a little bit sometimes, and she's experimenting with the diet to try to figure out what gets her and what doesn't. So, for the last week or so, she's been all vegetarian. I tell you, Adam, I really believe the police are at your door. Everything turned red for a second.
Trying to find a channel where it's not changing.
Yeah, Paul, I actually thought about you the other day when I was working on a mower. And I thought, Paul will like this one because I'm putting back in every single part that I just took out.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like nothing new went in whatsoever. And when I started, it
Nice.
wouldn't move an inch when I started, and it ran smooth when I was done. Which is, I tell you, half the things I get, I don't put any money into at all.
Yeah.
It's I
mean, you really just got to clean the jet.
Well, that Honda that I had had so much rust on the flywheel, it was stuck. It wouldn't move.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
I couldn't figure, when I bought it originally, I saw it was stuck, but then when I grabbed the blade, I could move the blade a full rotation. So I said,
Yep.
Okay, the piston's not locked up, but this thing is really dragging hard. And then in my mind, I thought the brake is stuck. That's what I thought, the engine brake was stuck against the flywheel. And when I took the lid off, I went, this is new. And I remembered then, all the little white things that were all over it, that was fertilizer. And I thought, the iron in the fertilizer just ate up that flywheel. But when I got it freed up, I put a little oil on it and got it to spin. It wouldn't start. Took the grinding wheel. Well, you saw in the video, I took the grinding wheel and rotated and grinded. First ball.
I was telling Tim earlier I bought another generator last week. Seized engine. I get 20 quid for it. Tried getting it turned on. It was solid, so I thought, right, sod it. A little Honda GX120. Only 2 kilowatt, not massive. And I took head off it, and it had just been full of water. Cleaned it all out. Got piston down at bottom, put some oil in it, turned it off, built it all back up. This is all in space of about an hour and a half. Fired it up and sold it for 80 quid. Did like you didn't spend a penny on it.
And it ran.
Run generator, power and block. Kid's never been back. 80 quid. Made 60 quid. Space of an hour and a half.
I tell you, way back in the beginning when
Nice.
when I first turned it on, was it Ollie or something along those lines? Oliver.
Oliver, yeah.
Yeah. That is why I make videos right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's everything you need to know about why would you make a video, you know?
But
It just makes my day because I get comments
just-
like that every day. And it just makes my day. It's like I just had one the other day. A young lady said she was 70 years old and she watched one of my videos and got out there and took it apart and put it back together and it worked fine. And it's like, you know,
That's awesome.
like,
Oh,
I
that's
love
so
it.
awesome.
I commented on Mick's video. Did you see Mick's video about his compressor
Yes.
only getting up to 2 bar? Well, it's a what you call it? It's a oilless compressor, and I don't know whether you've ever had one of them to base, but they've got
I
like
haven't.
a seal on piston. They've got just like a seal.
Yeah.
And because it's obviously got no to lubricate it, no oil, no out, they become brittle, and then they like stay in, and they don't seal, and that's why pressure don't build up. That or
Yeah.
it's got some reed valves in it that pack up. Because usually use them out of rubber. They used to make them out of metal, but as time's gone on,
Yeah.
cheaper. So they make them out of rubber, and again, we didn't get no kind of moisture. They go hard, and then they stick open. So pressure's just not building up. I was commenting on that earlier.
Yeah, I tell you, it's like the new riding lawnmowers. I look at them, plastic transmissions, plastic front ends, plastic this, plastic that.
Yeah,
And I think on mine, the only things that aren't metal are the steering wheel. Let's see, the steering wheel, the headlights, the hood, and the seat. Everything else is metal, you know?
that's the thing. They're making everything's plastic, isn't it?
Yeah. Plastic transmissions. Plastic transmissions. Who would put a plastic transmission in a lawnmower?
I watched a video, I don't know who's it were the other day, about you probably know more about this, you've been out longer than me, Bill. But transmissions on lawnmowers, they have a plastic gear, actually in gearbox, but they have a metal gear. So metal gear where it's plastic gear away.
Okay,
The
yeah,
one's
on
harder
the
than the other.
wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been asked that question a lot. The wheels are made of plastic and the gear is made of metal.
Yeah, but then the other gear in it's a plastic gear.
It's
You've
a
got
plastic gear on a
keep going
metal
down,
gear.
your worm gear, and then other gear that gives you that motion.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's a nylon gear. It's not really plastic. It's nylon.
Well, yeah, but it's not as hard wearing as metal on metal, is it?
No, they use a nylon gear on a metal gear inside the
Yeah.
transmission. And the reason for that is you get less wear and it doesn't need lubrication. Now I take that back. It doesn't need constant lubrication.
No,
It
but
can still get hot, but they don't turn fast enough to get hot enough to matter.
not unless you put a predator motor on them like you do with Thinger, then it might smoke a bit.
I was gonna say I've been to Alton, Rhode Island, and they race mowers, so they get quite hot.
They do that
Yeah.
over here.
Well, now, yeah,
Is
but the transmission on a front wheel drive mower, that it doesn't spin that
Yeah,
fast.
no,
I mean, you're talking 100
no, that
RPM.
doesn't spin no fast. Well, shoot, the belt lasts 10 years. Like, I mean, the belt doesn't even get smoked.
They're a good compressor, Tommy.
Yeah, I've had the last couple of them. I've had just everything but ducks that I've found in belts lately. I find everything in belts, and just completely tied up drive systems. And somebody actually mentioned that he'd seen at least one or seen a couple of them, Wayne, where the plastic cover had caught on fire due to friction in the belt on something that was caught inside there.
Mm.
And I thought, I found a towel, a whole towel in that Honda,
I
and
know.
a towel. You know,
That pile was huge.
yeah, it was. And when I was doing it, I thought nobody's going to believe because I turned the camera off because it was obviously 20 minutes worth of digging. You know, and I didn't think anybody would want to watch me dig for 20 minutes. When I got it all out, I thought nobody's going to believe all this came out of that one little area.
Bill,
But, you know, I'm not.
do you do it with like generators or
Oh,
pumps or out like
they're
that?
crying.
No, I don't do pumps.
Hmm.
I've bought 2 pressure cleaners in the last year, and I sold both of them as is. Now, one of them was just a couple days ago, and I haven't figured out why he sold it to me, but he sold it to me. I gave him more than he asked for it because I looked at it and it had a Kohler motor on it and started up nicely. It ran nicely. It blew water nicely.
Yeah.
And I just flipped it. But I don't like flipping them because I'm not here to flip engines.
No, you're
Hey,
here
Dave.
for videos.
I'm here to make videos. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I'll tell you, on the end of one of my videos, I'll put a picture of the garage of what it looks like. You know, I'll back out and turn off all the green screens and all the whatnot and show what it actually looks like when I'm doing it. There's lights everywhere and tripods everywhere. I mean,
Is there?
I'm like going around things to work on it, you know? But the good part is like today when I had the camera facing the wrong way, you know, I accidentally pushed the button. And one camera was taking a picture of the ceiling. The other camera was still focused where I wanted it. So I still got audio on the one facing the ceiling, and I got the video from the one that was actually facing the right direction.
Wow.
So it saved me having all that equipment. But yeah, it's hard if you're going to zoom in as much as I do, because you know I'm crazy with zooming in, zooming out. The more light you have, the better your zooms work.
Hmm.
It's like you can see, it's like I'm pretty clear on this, right?
Yeah.
It's because I've got a lot of light in front of me. And then you change the color of the light so that you don't look like a ghost, you know? You know, if you run 5000K light, then you look super faded.
Mm.
Hey, Dave,
So-
you want to come up and play with us?
Are you doing it live on Sunday then, or don't you know?
Well, Sunday is Easter. So
Yeah.
I haven't decided if I'm going to do Easter or not.
All right.
But I think I know at least one person that's going to say no.
Your missus.
Yeah. I have a feeling she's going to tell me that I'm not doing Easter.
Well,
Oh, because she'll be back home, won't she?
Yeah. But yeah, I tell you,
I
think I'm going to move.
is it a full
Thursday.
moon tonight?
It was last night. Oh, this morning I was set up to buy another HRR 216. And the guy wanted $80 for it, but it was 6 months old. And of course, I was all over that.
Huh.
But then he said, nope, never mind.
Yeah, see, down south, everybody uses edgers like crazy.
Yeah, I go through.
Up here, we don't have enough
edges I go
sidewalks,
through
I
in
guess.
streaks. Now, okay, Tommy's got a legitimate question here. It's like he says he'll repair anything he can and then flip it. Now I don't know where the parameters are for anything you can, because my golden rule is if it's got a spark plug, I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the go-kart. You know, that was a trade for a trade. I traded for a weed eater and then traded the weed eater for the go-kart. So I think I was actually cash into the go-kart $10. And then I spent probably $300 changing motors around on it. So that made the minimum price I had to get out of it at least $300. You know?
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
see,
you
I
know,
mean, I agree with that. If it has a spark plug, I'm game. But the other thing too is I flip air conditioners, window units.
really, you have people, you buy them from people?
Oh yeah, all the time. People are moving. Like I'm close. I'm not too far away from the sub base in Connecticut, and so when the Navy guys are moving, it's a big bulky item that they got to ship, and they get moved for free. But a lot of times, I can soak up air conditioners from them. You know, I bought what 3 last year for $80, and I'll sell all of them all said and done for like 180. So I'll make $100. And all I do is I spend an hour cleaning it. I take it all apart and clean it all out. It's the rear condenser is what people don't realize needs to be cleaned.
Yes. Yeah, you got to make
because
sure
they
you
can't
got.
see all the buildup of the.
Excuse me. Yeah, people. I just actually did my air conditioner a few weeks back, and I got up and underneath there in the big part in the hall closet, in the air conditioner room, and I probably spent half an hour under there. But then I could see the air conditioner was 5 times better.
Yeah.
It was just a huge.
Yeah, and I mean, I use Triple D. I use the same stuff that they use for cleaning mini splits. That's what actually got me into it. I helped my dad do his mini splits, and I'm like, this is pretty easy. And I did my car condenser in the front of my car, and I did, my window units, and I was like, hey, if I can find an AC for $20, I can sell it for 50. I'll clean it, get all the mold out of there, because that's most of the problem is people can't get the mold out of the evaporator in the front that's inside the house. They can't get the mold out. You spray Triple D all up in there, let it sit for 15 minutes, spray it out with a hose. It cleans the whistle.
Yeah, I tell you, it's like, and I've had a couple people ask. This is where about 80% of my stuff comes from. I'll read it off real quick. It says, I'm looking for project mowers for my YouTube channel and will pay cash. I don't want one that runs. I'm looking for something to fix. Don't care what the problem is. It's all about something that I can make a fun video out of. I'll also buy weed eaters, blowers, chainsaws, etc. Anything I can make a video fixing. And it says, this isn't a scam of any sort. I'm retired, and this is what I do to keep myself busy. My channel is blah, blah, blah. And I'm always looking for my next mechanical star.
Yeah.
And I've got one other one. That one I'm actually going to make that one live again because I had it turned off because the garage was full.
What's that you're on, Bill?
Yeah, but
and see, wanted, we'll pay
you
cash.
got the demographics there, Bill.
Run.
What is it, Craigslist?
Craigslist.
That one was, yeah.
Yep. And that's where 90% of my stuff comes from. Now, it's people call me with just the most fascinating stuff. And if it's electric, if it's pure electric, I say no, because I don't want to become a pawn shop. I don't want to buy stuff for the sake of reselling it. And if you, like, let's say you buy a mower with a quantum engine, they'll always come in. They'll say, I'll say, how much do you want for it? And they'll say, oh, well, I'd like to get $100 out of it. And I'll say, well, that sounds great and everything. That's probably what I'll ask for it. If it's not that great, I'll say that's probably what I'll ask for it when I'm done fixing it. And I can't say how much I'm going to spend on it. So we kind of got to come to a better number. 80% of the time they'll say, what will you give me for it? And then I'll say, I don't know, $10, and I'll laugh. And this is the most common conversation I have. They say, well, you got to give me at least 20.
Okay.
Here's $20. Thank you very much. I mean, it's almost the same story every single time, too.
Yeah. $20 is about all I'll pay for a mower.
Now, it's the most expensive one I've bought in the last month. I threw away. I paid $50 for it and threw it away.
Why?
It was no good. It was a smoke show. Had bad rings. And it's like, for the audience that I'm working for, They're not going to
Yeah.
put rings in a motor. They don't have the ability or the tools to measure, gaps and things in the rings.
And they're not going to want to swap motors either.
And they're not going to know because they won't have something to swap to and from.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
going to swap it, you may as well just buy another mower.
You've got to have two mowers if you're going to swap something,
Yeah.
But yeah, I will go through sometimes things a little more complicated than normal, but I try to stick with okay, here's what you can fix yourself. My channel is what you can fix yourself,
Mm.
Yeah.
I do stuff like that though, Bill. I do rebuild engines and that.
But I do have
Yeah, I
one
don't
video
either.
coming out where I was just completely aggravated by something, and I had to make a video going "Rah, rah, 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 rah." Because sometimes the engineering on these things just makes me want to shake my head. I went in the whole video. I went rah, 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 rah. And then I listened to it and I said, "Ooh, that was kind of mean. I need to bring that down a little bit."
Anyway,
But I
I'm
gotta
gonna,
get these. I gotta
head
get
off.
these kids to bed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's 8:00 now, and
It's 2:00 here.
it's 2:00 there exactly. Well, like I said, we'll do it again next Thursday, but we'll start it at 2:00 here, which is a much more reasonable hour there.
No, it's 8:00 here.
8:00.
That'll
Well,
be
okay,
1
that's
o'clock here.
better than midnight.
So I'll catch you as and when. See you later.
Wait, no, Paul. I
Nice to
thought
see
you
you,
were
Adam.
East
And I
Coast.
emailed you. I
All
am.
right, I'll pick it up.
It'd be 3:00 there.
All right. Speak to you later.
Well, no, if it's
Sure.
2 o'clock for you, then it would be 1 for me, wouldn't it?
It would be 2 for you. You're an hour ahead of me.
So it'd be 3 for him.
No, I'm
2 for you,
Yeah, 2 for me is 3 for you,
which
oh,
is 8 for
okay.
me.
which is
I'm
8
out
for
of
Adam.
I'm out of it.
Yeah,
Right.
Adam's
That's
6
not bad
hours
for
ahead.
Adam.
You're
That's-
1 hour ahead. But yeah, it would be 3 for you.
Okay.
I'm going.
Okay, gentlemen. Well, it's been fun, but
Yep.
I'm going to go watch a basketball game.
I'm gonna go
As
try to
Sandra
get some
said,
kids to bed.
Yep. Everybody be safe. Drive home. Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Amen to that.